Welcome back today, guys. Thank you guys for stopping in. So I hope you guys enjoy this video you're about to watch. Please make sure that you guys watch this video all the way to the end. It really helps in the algorithm with lifting my videos, so thank you guys in advance. But as you guys remember, we've had some major audio issues, as in there was no audio at all when it came to windrowing. As you can see, we're ahead of time a little bit, so you see the tractor sitting there all nice and clean. So what you guys are about to see is we were spreading out litter, and we talked about it in the video that had no audio. We talked about how this tractor sits really low down to the ground. Not that one, but that one sits really low down to the ground. And we didn't really have clearance issues, but the litter liked to rub on everything that sit down low. And you guys will see that in the clips we took that we are about to show here. So like I said, there's no audio to hardly any of the first part of this video, so we're gonna use me as a voiceover, and you guys will still get to see us doing this stuff. So next up, we are changing a feed line tube, because when I feed on, we had a feed on that sort of sit like this at an angle, and we have a flex auger that runs and carries feed to all the trays down the line. So that auger was wearing out, and it was sort of rubbing at the peak of that angle, and it wore a hole in that tube. And then the tube eventually snapped, and it was just there at the end of the flock, which it was the last day of the flock, so that's why it didn't get changed till now. So we had to take that whole tube off. All the trays on that particular tube have to come off, and then we'll slide a new tube on and have to slide all the new trays on, put the hopper and all that. So we're preparing for a new flock of chickens to come in, and all that footage got trashed because, you know, most footage has audio. But that was a issue, not a camera issue, that was a me issue, as in having wrong camera settings for my external microphone I use for you guys. So that was a me issue, so I apologize for that. Today we are starting right out in the chicken houses. As you can see, there's a nice feed on that he is about to pull the auger out of, which that feed on happens to be about 290 feet long. We're going to be using our big boy muscles today. So would you like to explain to them why we are taking this feed tray out?
Impatience. No, we run at the two-house farm, we run a IR center. Control pans in the center and the end of the feed line. This one has the paddles, and we had two that we've adjusted on, and they constantly run past. And if any of y'all do a center house brood and have a feed line that runs past, no matter, and it's weird, how does it keep running past? I don't know. We've worked on it, and so we bought two IRs to replace those. Well, we like the high-low pan for control pans, and that's what they had, and so that's what we got. Well, we didn't know the ones they gave us you have to cut the feed line. It's sort of made to go in new, and the style at the 2-house farm just clamps on there like a regular one. And so if you're going to cut the feed line in half, you got to pull the auger. So it was either chance of feed running past or take about 30 minutes and pull the auger halfway out and cut the line and put these in.
So right here, you see how this pan is different from the regular pan. So this is the pan right here that we are replacing, and you can see how it clamps on there, and it clamps around the tube, and right here are the two bolts that clamp around it, and they're flat heads. What idiot puts a flat head in a chicken house? Silly engineers. As always, we are correcting how engineers design stuff, so this is our tool we're going to use to get those flat head bolts out. Down in there you can see where the feed drops into the pan, and there's a laser that goes across there.
The feed fills up and breaks the laser beam, and that cuts the auger off, because your auger is one continuous piece through here, and so the feed drops out and fills it up. And then when you get done with your brood and you go full house, you just flip a switch, and this is just a regular feed tray.
So we just got the tray put in the middle of the line. So for the ones of you that know, you know, but for the ones of you that don't, you see that tarp right there that comes down? On the other side, there's about another 150 feet of barn. But for about the first 2 weeks when the birds get in here at that tarp, and then on the other end of the barn, there's another tarp. It's called the brood area, which is the middle of the barn. That's where the birds stay at for when they're babies. That way we don't have to heat the whole barn, and they really don't need the whole barn because they're not big enough to take up the whole barn. But so instead of running feed the other 150 feet past that tarp, that tray basically cuts it off so it doesn't run feed past there until we flip that switch to run feed to the rest of the barn. And welcome back today, guys. It's a new day, and look what all is out. The good old feed cart, and we're putting out feed getting ready for birds because they'll be coming back tomorrow. So if you guys remember, in a previous video we added some customization to our cart. We put a little platform or holder thing for the buckets, and it's been working out really good so far, so you guys get to see that. And then we're about to fill the cart up with feed and get started. So, thank you guys for watching this video. As you can see, the tractor is now nice and clean. It cleans up really good because it's brand new. And it is my goal, at least, to keep this tractor looking brand new. So every time it gets litter, it comes back in, gets washed, re-lubricate it. Maybe not everything greased, but the main point's greased. Especially back on the 3-point hitch part of it needs to be re-greased because it just takes a beating. Alright, so I know you guys are wondering about our dislikes and likes about this tractor. I would say, you didn't run it that much this time, did you?
No.
I beat them down to it most of the time. But horsepower is great. It could use a little more in some spots, but we are at the point to where we had too much horsepower for the windrower to handle, as in we could go too fast and the windrower not do the job it's supposed to. So that's what we wanted, but then as our litter gets heavier throughout the year, we may get to a point where we need more horsepower. So that'll be a tune or something we look at in the future. But it worked great. Once we got the warranty issue fixed, it was fine. But there's one thing that stuck out to me that I don't like about it. So when I was windrowing, my cup holder filled up with like 3 inches of litter. I mean, it just had like that much litter in the bottom of it. Like, how is it supposed to hold a drink and have litter in it? And then my phone holder was the same way. That's a joke for all you farmers who don't have poultry barns. You don't understand. The 3-point hitch on this thing had a major issue. You have to raise it all the way up and then drop it, because if you only raise it up halfway, it won't go all the way down. And when the mechanic was out here, we knew that was an issue. He could not figure out the issue, so we told him get it to where it could work at raising it up all the way, and then we would drop it, because we needed the tractor that day. Like, we couldn't wait any longer. We bought it to use it, and that's what we were going to do. So the 3-point hitch, you have to raise it all the way up to drop it. So that is something that is going to be a warranty work. So that 3-point hitch was an issue. It was annoying, but it still worked. That's the way someone say about that. And then I love how it's laid out. I took the number one thing I love about this tractor is that thing right in there, the reversing fan. If you're buying a new tractor like this, don't ever buy one without it. Because with our other tractor, our 75C, we have to clean it out at least 3 times a flock when we're windrowing and pulverizing, because it gets in the radiator and it overheats. This thing never touched it once this flock. Doesn't have hardly anything in the radiator. Does not have anything in the radiator. Oh, there's one other disc complaint I had about it. It washed up beautiful, and it should be with it being new and it not having dirt heavily stuck on it, if that makes sense. But it sits really low to the ground, and you guys saw this in the video, as it rubbing with the battery box right here, it rubbing in the litter in the front axle. I just crawled underneath there. Look at all that litter I pulled out from underneath it, where it's all up in there. So overall, we're so far very impressed with it, besides the 3-point hitch and the DEF injector going out on it. This tractor just now hit like 40 hours.
It's got 40 hours on it?
Yeah. You can go up there and look, it has 40 hours on it. Here, we're gonna go look now. 38.5.
What'd you do? Just sit on it and let it run?
But anyways, it got used and we like it. And it's gonna be a good tractor for us. And it's gonna be sticking around for a long time, because we're gonna have it we'll probably never sell this tractor, to be honest. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. Remember, faith, family, farm. Nope.
If you divide the hours off from the other one, that's 44 hours a flock.
See, I know what I'm talking about sometimes. But remember, faith, family, farm. See you guys in the next one.